This is TWiT. I've been playing, in fact, I guess we're probably reviewed on the new screensavers. You reviewed the Wyze Cam, the original Wyze Cam, W-Y-Z-E. It's a camera you might put in your house for 20 bucks. They've come out with a new one. This is called the Wyze Cam Pan, and this is my app cap because there is an app that goes with it. In fact, without the app, there's not much else you can do with it. Unlike a lot of other cameras, there's no web-based interface to this. You need the app if you want to look and see what happened. It's an interesting camera because it's what we call a pan tilt zoom camera. That means you can direct it. You can point it at things.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That means if you're curious about what's going on somewhere in your house, it's easy enough to figure that out. It's a little sucker. It's not now a couple of things some people have already noted about it. The gears in this are a little bit noisy. So you can, you wouldn't want to put it next to your bed while you're sleeping, but not noisy enough that I can't have one in the studio, which I in fact do, and I'll show you the output of it in just a second. But this is the real point of this is the price. So let me kind of see if you can guess the price here. I've just opened one. This is the camera. It has a wide-angle lens, 120-degree lens, has a speaker and a microphone. So you can hear what's going on, and you can even get alerts from both motion on the camera and from the microphone. Has a micro USB charger, comes with, and it's on a little pedestal that it rotates. So I'll show you. Let me just show you. This is the Wyze Cam app, and they have it for Android as well. So that's my office. We're looking at my office right now. And because it's pan tilt zoom, I can look around. I could say what's going on. I can look up. I can look. You have reached the end. It can't look straight up, obviously. But it gives you enough, especially if you position it well. I can keep an eye on our hats, make sure that our app caps are safe.
It's important.
Yeah. But
that's really nice. It's got a good picture.
It's a very good HD picture. You can zoom, too. I mean, I can. Oh, there's my hand. I'm zooming in on my hand. This actually shows you how little lag there is. There's not a lot of lag. That's pretty quick, right?
Right. And if someone wanted to grab our hats,
wait a minute. Like, get out of there. Hey. So did you see it put a little green square? So it has motion detection, and it will alert you if there's motion or sound. I had to turn off sound because there was enough sound of cars going by and stuff. I was getting alerts all night. And actually, I realized the motion detection maybe wasn't the greatest because it wasn't the greatest thing to leave on because it also could see this screen. It would often zoom in on the screen thinking there was motion in the office, but it was, of course, just TWiT playing in the background. You can turn on sound so I can hear what's going on. Say something, Burke.
You could speak to him too, right? Underspeak?
It also has a patrol mode. So what it will do if I don't mess with it is it'll periodically move. And that's how it can capture motion anywhere in the space.
Why did it move away from Burke?
Well, wouldn't you?
I do, actually, often.
So if there's somebody napping in your office, you can see and you can speak to them. Hey, Burke. Burke.
A little bit of a delay.
I thought something moved over there. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, okay. So how much is that? 175, 200, 250?
Well, there's more.
Okay.
A lot of cameras like this, like the Nest Cam, will charge you a monthly fee for storage. This has two ways of storing data. It does have an SD card slot in it, so a micro SD card slot. So you could have it continuously recording on there. But it also it'll keep 2 weeks of motion. It doesn't save it if there's nothing going on, but if there's motion, it'll save up to 2 weeks of motion free. There is no subscription. So you have 2 weeks of free. 2 weeks is plenty, right? If there's an incident within 2 weeks, you'll know there was an incident. It sends you notifications. You get alerts on your phone or your tablet. If you have the app installed, you'll get alerts saying, hey, I saw motion. You can immediately go see it. It has this pan tilt zoom. It has the ability to zoom in, which I think is great. See, I can see somebody out. Oh, I see somebody out there in the car out there. I think that's pretty cool. I could take a photo.
Wait, that's my car.
See? Aren't you glad we have this? I could take a photo. It allows us, this is where we have the motion tracking, can be turned on and off. The pan scan is like the night watchman where it goes and it moves around and checks. You can even do waypoints on the pan scan, which is really great. You could say, go here, go here, go here. So it saw him there and it moved over there. That's maybe a little bit of a flaw. We'll see if it catches him.
Where'd he go? There he is. He's got a sledgehammer.
Stealing things. Oh, he's closing the curtains. I guess it's keeping him up. You also have motion tagging. That's where you see the green thing. I can have an album, and I can even do a time lapse, which I think is kind of fun. But you need a micro SD card installed, obviously, for recording to the time lapse. You get to choose the bandwidth. So if you want to save bandwidth and send a lower quality stream, you can choose SD. It doesn't use a lot of bandwidth. When we had the original drop cams in our studio, we found that some of them are using a megabit. This right now for an HD signal is 161 kilobytes per second. I guess that's actually close to a megabit, isn't it? Come to think of it. But it only does it when there's motion. So you see I have the timestamp and date on there. That's very handy, but you don't have to have it on there. It has night vision. So I just turned the night vision on. So you can turn that on or off or leave it on auto, which is what I do. So when it's dark, it'll turn on, and when it's not dark, it'll turn off. So pan, tilt, zoom, which means you can point the camera anywhere. Automatic patrolling, and you set the where it patrols to. It has free 2 weeks recording. It's a pretty good image that you can manually pan, tilt, zoom, and you can even zoom in like this, although that's digital zoom, right? But that's good enough to see, details of what's going on. Maybe not read a license plate, but certainly, I don't know, I guess, there's a license plate. I guess I can read a license plate. So that's pretty darn good. Yeah. Now how much would you pay?
Oh,
Now remember, the original was $20.
Oh. I don't know.
$30 plus shipping.
$30.
$30. I don't get it.
Are they stealing all your personal information? Are they
no, and in
Russia,
fact, the
China?
data so this is interesting. The data coming from your camera is stored on an Amazon S3 bucket. No one else has access to. There is no website. The only access is through this app. So I think it's even more secure than, say, somebody else's camera. You don't have to have that turned on. Somebody pointed out in the Reddit thread, oh, wait a minute, it's pinging China. It is, and by the way, the manufacturer is very responsive. They were right there on the app and said, yeah, because we have a notification provider that's in China, so it pings the notification provider every once in a while to stay alive, and the notifications come from China, but no data goes through China except for those notifications. And it's just because that was a cheap service provider for the notification system. They said, and that's only for Android. On iOS, Apple provides a notification system, so we don't have to ping China. It's just if you're using an Android app that we ping China.
Yeah, the creators of Wyze are really interesting. They've worked really hard to make an affordable
It's amazing
product. They've worked with different suppliers, and like you said, and try to really cut down on the middleman. And I think this is maybe the next thing we're going to see in smart home technology, affordability.
It's very affordable. The first thing it did, by the way, when I went online, it immediately did a firmware update. I want to see that always in one of these devices because you want to keep them secure and you want the company to be able to push firmware updates.
Right.
They did.
I think, affordability and security. Because I think this affordability's been out there. If you go to Amazon, you can buy all kinds of things.
Yeah, but you don't know who you're getting them from, right?
So, I think that...
I'm very encouraged by this. And you can probably thank Apple because of they've really turned China into a manufacturing center with amazing capabilities, very low costs, and a lot of the functionality, including the cameras, really were developed for smartphones, particularly for the iPhone originally, and now have trickled down to other areas. So I think you can kind of thank Apple for making, creating a billion iPhones really did a lot to make this manufacturing capability possible.
Yeah, I'm going to get a few of these, I think, because the one that I tested was Anthony's, and he asked for it back. So
yeah, he still has it.
Yes.
The Wyze Cam company is in Kirkland, Washington, so they're a U.S. company.
Right. Near Microsoft.
And they're very responsive. Yeah, near Microsoft.
I wonder if someone's going to buy them.
Well, I don't know. I hope not. I'm really impressed by this. And as far as I can tell, by the way, here's the full screen shot that it's getting right now. So you can also, I should have showed this, go full screen, and use your finger to pan, tilt, and zoom. I think that's pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. That is the Wyze Cam Pan. And look, so you can spot a cat and watch your kitty cat.
Is that a cat or a dog? That's a dog.
I can't spot a cat, but it can. I can't spot a dog.
Cam, it has better eyes than Leo.
It's following him. Isn't that cool?
I don't know. I don't know if the dog really signed off for that. Like,
the dog's privacy is being invaded.
Well,
see what it's doing right now is it's if I move enough, it's now that it's a static shot, but as soon as we move enough, it will go down here and think that there's somebody in the room. That is a little flaw. Don't leave the TV on if you use that.
Wait, yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah. So it's not exactly an app. It is an app, but it's really a piece of hardware. But at $30, I have no hesitation. I bought 3. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I bought 3 because that's just cool. It's amazing.
You're like, I want to pay as much as I would for one camera, so I'll buy 3.
They're so cheap. Buy 5.
10.
10. Why not? It's a deal.